we appear. Is this? Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello. I don't even know which group we're in now.
Back up.
This is the same one as before. I didn't even set up a new one. Okay. Right. Let's get everyone back in to this one then. Maybe. This is top TV, isn't it?
We've lost 41 people watching.
Well, they'll be
all
back.
Left.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just
it's all because we mentioned that Noel Edmonds had a new rally. Oh shit! I've done it again.
I would put music on, but that might be what got us kicked.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah, we'll have to stop that. We'll have to just hum from now on.
Oh, I've got it. Hey, Dan.
What?
I've got a new rally.
And we're off. Hang on a minute.
We've been kicked off again.
No, we're up. No, we're up. Well, no, I don't think so. Hang on. In the same.
While Dan's doing that, I thought I'd provide a story to entertain you all. Just while Dan's sorting out the technical side. There was once a woman, Fay Wray, and she wanted to be a top actress. And one day she went to go and buy an apple, and she was caught stealing the apple by a businessman who was also a filmmaker. And he said to her, "Do you want to be in a movie?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "I got a movie for you. We are going today to Ireland, right?" So she gets on the boat with him, and they sail all the way to Skull Island. And she meets a young man on the boat who's very keen on her. He's called Jack or something. It's not important. They go to Skull Island, and when they get there, she is kidnapped, taken to a sacrificial platform where she's tied up and held up to these giant fences. And through the fences comes that evening a massive ape who goes by the name of Steve Kong. But the villagers know him as King Kong. Now, King Kong instantly falls in love with Fay Wray. We don't know why. Because he is this big, right? She's like that big. He takes her off with her into the jungle, and his plan is something that will remain a mystery because although he loves her, it would be very much like you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what that was. It'd be like you, ladies and gentlemen, falling in love with a humble termite or a simple ant. But he takes Fay Wray off into the jungle and shows her feats of strength. He defeats a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, exists on Skull Island. And he then also fights a snake, I think. That might be in the remake. Not sure. Anyway, in the meantime, Jack and the people from the original boat, Carl Denham, that's it, have followed Kong's trace, Steve Kong. I followed his footsteps and have arrived at where Kong is holding her. I want to say captive, but she's slightly falling for him. Again, I don't know why. So they try and cross this log bridge. Kong sees them and shakes the log bridge clear of them. But Jack, because his heart is strong, he stays on the log and is strong. Now, rescues Fay Wray from Kong, and Kong chased them back. And on the way back, it falls into a trap and is gassed. And when he is gassed, he is put aboard a ship, which is to New York. So on the ship, on the way to New York, Jack and Fay Wray think about how lucky they've been. But also at this point, they should reflect on what it was exactly was King Kong's endgame. It's something I've thought about a lot. Now, Kong had this woman, and I was wondering, because it's obviously a regular sideline he's got of being offered tiny women, was King Kong, in fact, a sex offender? of the worst kind. It's not age related; it's size related. Did he have a thing for tiny women? And this leads me to believe: did he, in fact, put them up his bum, or even worse, up his urethra? And when the autopsy was performed after, I'll get to this, but when Kong gets to New York, he's tied up and he's declared the 8th wonder of the world. Now, there are a lot of people who have turned out to have shady personal lives who are, deified in this way. So he's held up as the 8th wonder of the world, and escapes because he's angry, and smashes up the town, takes Fay Ray, climbs to the top of the Empire State Building, and is murdered by biplanes. Okay, bear that in mind. Okay, it's important. He falls to the ground. He's dead. A priest who just happens to be hanging around the place. Beauty killed the beast, which I think is unfair because what has happened?
Everyone is in another room. I set up an emergency room, and they're in there, and they can't get into this room now, which is weird. We might have
they tried leaving the studio and coming to this one?
Yeah, they say.
Oh, really?
They're in another. They're in another room. All right, everyone who's watching, go to Twitter or the Facebook group, and I will put a link there to the room we will now do it in that everyone else is in but can't get into this one. So everyone who's watching, Twitter, Facebook, and I'll put a link there in a minute, and we will end this. And
we'll never know what happened to King Kong.
There's ways to find out, but if you want to tell him, you can tell him.
Oh no, he did it. He's dead. It's fine.
See you in a minute, everyone.
Bye.